All right, guys, today we are going to practice solving multi-step equations. Now, you guys have had a lot of practice solving these two-step equations, and what we're going to do today is we're going to solve one that's a little bit more complicated. Today, you're going to have to solve a multi-step equation by combining like terms. Like terms are terms in the problem that are alike and can be combined using addition or subtraction. If you look at the screen, you will see an equation in front of you. How do you know it's an equation? Because it's got one of these, an equal sign. So what I would like you to do to start is to actually pause the video and write this equation down on a piece of paper or whatever. Maybe not your walls, though. I don't think your parents will like that. Did you pause the video? Good. Now, once you have the equation written down, you can do one of two things. You can either sit here and listen to the sound of my beautiful voice and follow the steps as we walk through the equation, or you can try and solve it yourself first. So decide if you're going to follow along with me or if you're going to try and solve it yourself first. Decide now. Okay, decision made. Now, this is a multi-step equation that includes variables. In order to solve this equation, you have to identify and combine like terms. So the first question you might have is, what is a term? A term is numbers in the problem that are separated by addition and subtraction. Sometimes terms have these things, variables next to them. When they have variables next to them, the number next to it is known as a coefficient. Look, there's the word coefficient. So negative 20 is a coefficient of the variable y in this problem. Why is that important? Because in order to solve this problem, what you are going to have to do is combine the terms that are alike. So terms that are alike in this problem are the ones that have variables next to them and the ones that don't. That does become more complicated. Every once in a while, you'll see one of these. So look at the negative 20y again. You might see an exponent above it, negative 20y to the second power. That makes it a different kind of term, but we'll talk more about that later. So the terms in this problem, there's 5 of them, are negative 20y, positive 15, positive 2, negative 16y, and positive 11. So now that we've identified what the different terms are, our next step is that we are going to have to combine them in order to find the value of the variable or the unknown number. The variable in this problem is y. There's only one of them. So the first thing you should do is identify how many variables they are and see if there's any exponents above them. In this case, there are not, so we're good to go. So how do you combine the like terms in this problem in order to find the value of the variable y? So first, you should start by identifying the terms, which we did, and now you need to start by seeing which ones you can combine. That's a matter of looking at them and seeing which ones look alike. So in this case, we have negative 20y. Look at the problem. Do you see any other terms in the problem that look like negative 20y? What you should be seeing is this negative 16y in here. Why is it the same? Because it has the variable y next to the coefficient negative 20 and next to the coefficient negative 16. So now that we know that, we can combine these two. And in order to combine them, you have to be mindful of the fact that they are on opposite sides of the equal sign. And since they are on opposite sides of the equal sign, you need to learn all the cool stuff you've been learning in order to solve this guy. So we've been looking at some vocab, right? Negate and invert. Negate means to get rid of, and invert means to do the opposite of. In order to negate terms, you need to invert them. So let's negate negative 16y by inverting it. The opposite of minus 16y is plus 16y. So I'm going to put a plus 16y here, and that is going to negate the negative 16y. whatever I do on one side of the equation, I have to also do to the other side. So I'm going to jump over here, and I'm going to add 16y to negative 20y. That will give me a total of negative 4y. So now the new problem, which I always write out the whole thing, because if you don't, the steps get weird and wonky, is negative 4y plus 15 equals 2 plus 11. Now let's look at this 2 plus 11 real quick. You've been looking at problems like that since you're probably in the first grade. Those are two like terms. You combine like terms all the time, all through elementary school. And so that's all you got to do right here. This 2 plus 11 becomes 13. And after you do that, you should be looking at something that you're pretty familiar with. We have turned the problem into a two-step equation. It has multiplication in it, and it has addition in it. So in order to solve this two-step equation, as you know from previous lessons, you need to start with the addition and subtraction in the problem. Let's get rid of this positive 15. We have to move the positive 15 because if we move the 13, there will be nothing left on this side of the equal sign, and we won't be able to find the value of y. So we're going to move the positive 15 by inverting it to negative 15, and that's going to negate the 15 for us. It's gone on the left side of the equation. Whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So now we have 13 minus 15, which you can either do in your head or you can use your calculator to find that it is negative 2. So the new problem becomes negative 4y equals negative 2. So how do you get rid of negative 4 times y? You do the opposite. The opposite of negative 4 times y is to divide. So divide negative 4 on both sides. Negative 2 divided by negative 4 is going to give you a total of positive 0.5. Why? Because the negative divided by negative will give you a positive. So that means that the value of y in this problem is 0.5. Take a minute and pause the video and write this example down so that you can use it for what I'm going to ask you to do next. And here's what you're going to be asked to do next. You are going to be asked to do it yourself. So start by writing down the problem. After you write down the problem, pause the video and try and solve it. Welcome back. How'd you do? When you looked at this problem, you should have seen two like terms. Oh, close. Let's go down here to our layer. Positive 6 times x and positive 7x. Now, take a look at where they are on the equal sign. They're not anywhere over to the right. So all you do is combine them. 6x plus 7x, which is the same as 6 plus 7, equals 13x. So the problem becomes 13x minus 5 equals 34. Now it's a two-step equation. There it is again. 2 steps. Yay! Once it's a two-step equation, you start with the addition and the subtraction. So the opposite of minus 5 is positive 5. You need to invert positive 5 in order to negate the negative 5, and then you add that over here. Plus 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. And then you got 39. And now your new problem is 13x equals 39. Now, 13x is actually 13 times x, so just like our last problem, the opposite of multiplying 13 is dividing 13. So we're going to divide out 13 on this side. We're going to divide it on this side, and the new problem becomes 39 divided by 13. So 39 divided by 13 is actually 3, because 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 1 is 3. So x equals 3. So on that last problem, that was a big long one, and I don't want to take your whole day, but you might be wondering, how do I know that the value of the variable is 3? Well, you have the ability to check this problem. What you have just said by solving this problem is that this x up here equals 3, and this x here equals 3. So now let's find out if this problem is true by backing it all up and plugging in the 3 for x. So I'm just going to rewrite this equation as 6 times 3 minus 5 plus 7 times 3 equals 34. And if all of this junk here equals 34, that means we did this problem right. So let's find out if we did it right. 6 times 3 is 18. 7 times 3 is 21. That remains positive because there's no negatives in there. And then you have 18 minus 5. So you bring it all down and you try and solve it. 18 minus 5 is, oh my gosh, it took me a second, 15. And 15 plus 21 is what we have next. Oh no, I did it wrong. I know my brain works a little better than that. 18 minus 5 is 13. I was subtracting 3 because I was thinking about that 3 we were going to get. So 18 minus 5 is 13, plus 21 equals 34. And you know, this is why it's important to check these two, because the second I put that 18 there, I said to myself, 18 plus, or 15 there, I said to myself, 15 plus 21 doesn't equal 34. So that's the value of checking these problems, is you really can find out if you got the right answer or not. So 13 plus 21, 3 plus 1 is 4, 2 plus 1 is 3. So 34 equals 34. Huzzah, that means we got this one correct. Super cool. So let's do another one. Try it again. Write down the problem, pause the video, and see if you can solve this one. I'll give you a little hint though. In this one, look where the variables are, look where the like terms are, and look where the equal sign is. Okay, did you try it? Let's see how you did. Now the like terms in this one are 7x and 2x, but then we have another set here. We've got positive 3 and positive 13. So both of those are going to have to be combined, and they're both on opposite sides of the equal sign. So let's see how we do. Let's move our positive 2x to the left side of the equation. So we're going to do minus 2x, because that's the opposite of positive 2x. That is going to negate the 2x on this side, and then we got to do the same thing over here. 7x minus 2x, which is the same as 7 minus 2, becomes 5x. Then we have 5x plus 3 is equal to 13. Now you have a two-step equation. 5 times x plus 3 equals 13. Work with the addition and subtraction first. So we're going to do the opposite of plus 3, which is minus 3. That inverts the positive 3 and then negates that 3 for us. And then we're going to get rid of that, and we've got 10. 13 minus 3 is 10. What we're left with is 5x equals 10. That's actually 5 times x, so we're going to do the opposite, which is divide. That negates the 5. And then we have 10 over 5, which is the same as 10 divided by 5. X equals 2. Probably hear my son playing around in the background there. Wonder what he's getting into. All right, folks, I got one more for you. 5a minus 2 equals negative 9a plus 8. Take a second and write it down. See if you can solve it. Okay, let's see how you did. So in this problem, the like terms are, keep doing that one. You get out of here. The like terms are 5a and negative 9a. And then you also have negative 2 and positive 8. So let's draw our line and solve this. Negative 2 can be moved over here. I like to aim towards the positive when I can. So negative 2, you invert that to positive 2 and it negates. Over here you do the same. 8 plus 2 and you're going to get 10. And then your new problem becomes negative 9a plus 10 is equivalent to 5 times a. You still got that a to deal with. Oh, uh-oh. Don't you guys tell Mr.Vanderlee that I used uppercase a's. Variables are supposed to be lowercase. All right. So we got to move the negative 9a because otherwise there's nothing left on the left side of the equation. So the opposite of minus 9a becomes plus 9a. 5 plus 9 is 14. So this becomes 14 times a equals 10. Let's divide our 14. And now you have two options here. You can take out your calculator and you can divide 10 by 14. Uh-oh, I left mine in the other room. Let's go to the internet. Calculator. Let's see what 10 divided by 14 is. Oh, that was 1 divided by 14. 10 divide 14 equals 0.714. So you can have that really long decimal, or you can do this. You can just reduce this guy. 10 over 14, both can be reduced by 2, and it becomes 5 over 7. To me, that's a bit easier than writing down all those decimals. A equals 5 over 7. You can check that one by plugging it into your handy dandy calculator and seeing what you get. So folks, everything that I showed you today is actually available to you to look at in this guy. If you go to the Schoology Math course, you can download this book as a PDF and you can read any chapter you want. But if you want to do more problems similar to what we just looked at, you should turn to page 231, which will take you to chapter 37. You should read through pages 231 to 233 and then try the exercise that's on 234, which you can check yourself. I would also like you to go to Schoology, where you will see a short little non-quiz, because we don't give those these days, with some problems just like this. You can input the answers, send them to me, and I can get an idea how you're doing with this stuff. So please download the textbook, please look at the chapter, and then go to Schoology and take the quiz. Have a nice day.